like a guest link thing, and then it was saying, oh, error, and then I was like, all right, go live, and then it doesn't have like a link thing there now. Can I get a 1, 5, 4, 3? I shat the bed. You know your codeine withdrawal is not over when you just fart and shat the bed. It's 1:30 in the morning. I have to change my sheets. It's wrong. Luckily, I only woke up around 7 p.m. I didn't know I was going to be changing my sheets at 1:30 a.m. Bad. Luckily, it wasn't too much. So, just, you know. Found this in the bin. I found this in the bin and I washed it because it had like a massive sweat mark over it. And obviously, it's like lost its kind of like thing, but I put it on backwards because they never suit me anyway. Like if I wear the peak forward, headphones over the top, like a real Muslim. Gosh, X is such a. Everybody needs a little time away. I heard you say. At least I got the bottom sheet to do. It's always better to shit the bed at home than anywhere else. So, you know, there's that. I'm winning. I think this top one, because these are quite new on these sheets. I did see a patch, like a pair. Yeah. That's quiet here. I wonder if maybe there was an error with my live stream. Because, I don't know, it was just. It doesn't matter. I know that my subscribers don't get notified when I go live because it's in my studio. It says like I can't tick that box. It appears to be ticked, but it's not. It's just turned off. So otherwise, I'd have the option, wouldn't I? Otherwise, why would they show it as an option, like notify subscribers or not? Just, nah. Mind you, you know, to have like 200 and something people that have actually gone, yeah, you know, I want to know what goes on there. It's good enough. I don't need to bother them. You lot. And a lot of YouTube channels, they say, oh, most of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed, so subscribe, it helps. Because I was going to go live on None of Your Business, but it was like, nah, you don't have enough followers to go live. It's like, oh, right. Stupid as that. Oh dear. Actually, YouTube, you know, this whole thing about you need 1,000 subscribers, or in some places it says 500, just to get paid. And there's people that are putting out real quality stuff, myself included. You know, they've got, well, you know, 900 subscribers, still not getting paid for all those years and years and years and years and years of putting stuff on YouTube. So you're the gayest website, you know, just the gayest, massive monopoly, you know. I'm going to take all these off. The gay. You are gay. Damn. I've only got something like 10% battery. What a thing. Oh, gosh. My habits. I spit so much. It's like 3 toilet rolls next to me of like varying degrees of usage, you know, because of all the. But this will just get bangs into the RIP to hydrocodone playlist. What is that? Is that a vest or shorts? Damn, man. Hopefully the damage is not, you bitch, she didn't put on an undersheet. Every time that I ever leave off the undersheet, which is like twice in my life. Can't believe it. So look, it's okay. It's great, but it's okay. It's not horrendous. I can't turn this mattress over either way, so it's so bizarre that every time I always have like an undersheet to protect my mattress. You know, you can spill anything in your bed, so and every time it's so rare that I leave it off. Both times now in my life. Disaster. Yeah, my tummy feels really sensitive. It's damp in there because I've got those towels to do anyway. It smells nice. Oh, it's quiet now, isn't it? No. Oh, hello. Hi. I was just saying I shit the bed, okay? They shitted. They're gone. I'm really grateful. Actually, I wanted to come online and vlog anyway because I was just feeling grateful. You know, Zero being in rehab since last year sometime. You know, it's just a relief to get off of that codeine. When I've come off like pain pills before, the opiate types, I've not managed to stay very long off of them. But it's only because there's not been any alternatives. So, you know, I'm done, man. You know, it's like not a cure, is it? Like, it's not like, oh, there you are now, you're not on the pills. You know, you were fine after all, weren't you? It's like, no. So, but, you know, just better than having that, those effects from the hydrocodone, dihydrocodone, I don't know, fired, to be honest, too much smoking, bags. I shouldn't stay online very long. There's no one here. It's usually nice to have at least one person there because it keeps me like running through my thing. And I've obviously like vlogged a lot in the last few days because of my codeine withdrawal. You know, usually I'm not doing live streams this often. And last night I listened to Rabbit's Rabbit because I always like, if I watch my videos, I don't really enjoy them. But if I just listen to them, then I'm like, oh, cool, that's all good. So I listen to most of Rabbit's Rabbit. And I think I've got a playlist called For Your Listening Joy, maybe Delight. I can't remember what I called it. And again, like I've listened to that and it sounds, but this stuff, this vlogging is in no way like, I don't know. I think like I try to make my stuff funny normally or whatever. But obviously this side of things is more like, no, I'm having a drug withdrawal, so you know, I shall stay sane. But yeah, just shit the bed. For fuck's sake. I'm like, don't know what to make of it. I think I might have some food instead. Maybe. Um, I've got these blueberries here that have been in the sink for a minute because I woke up at 7 p.m. and look at the time now, it's like almost 2 a.m. I've not eaten anything. I've just been, online, whatever. I mean, I'm just lucky that my withdrawal hasn't been savage. I think like when I had an operation in 1st of May 2019, and I just got pumped full of, I'm really bad with general anesthesia. It's like horrendous. I never again. And I was already taking morphine, slow release tablets, and like some short and long acting ones before that operation. And then when I came out of the operation, every time I woke up, I just screamed, just Wah! And there was a nurse, gone, person that's here. The nurse just kept coming and pinning me with morphine. But when I got home, my doctors like hadn't written me up for it. I don't know how there was like a thing where I didn't have the script that I had before I had the surgery. So all of a sudden, I just had an operation. I was under anesthesia for hours, thrown around on the table by that surgeon. Literally, there was no support on any of my joints, and they were doing a laparoscopy to excise endometriosis. So they have to move your body because they're like looking around for the endo. Take hours and hours, and then all of a sudden I'm going into a withdrawal from basically heroin, morphine. Heroin being diamorphine, so same shit. And that was like scary, but I knew someone to call them and say, can you get me some like basically over the counter codeine? And like I'd spoken to the doctors, and they were foul, they were savage with me. They're like, no. So I think like because it doesn't work for me. I think I'd like taken too many or something, and then I like couldn't get in to pick up or whatever. And it was like maybe like a day or so before I was due to get a script, and they were just like, no, you've done this yourself, like real prick. So I'm not with that doctor's surgery anymore. But I suppose like it's good to know because of this, like, so what just happened in the bed and like just follow through. Like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm not quite through this withdrawal yet. It has only been a few days, and so it's not quite over yet, but it's just not been as bad as what it would have been to like, you can't stop taking morphine just overnight. Like you can die or whatever. Like, I wish you were dead. I don't know if you can die, but it's just not it's not medically okay, right, to just be like, no, fuck off. No more for you. Like, and I don't know this person, but somebody is like coming off of Valium, and like they're being tapered so slowly, and to think in 2020 the GP just goes, all right, you stop taking this, you've got 2 weeks to cut down. I'm taking Valium every day for 4 years on prescription for 6 years, to be like, right, you've got 2 weeks. Really? I slept twice a week for months. And so what do you do if you're not sleeping and you cannot sleep? Just stay on, don't you? Stay on, stay on, stay on. And I've heard of other people that's happened to. So why is it that some people, and I'm not saying like that they are favored, but why is it that some people are given like the correct treatment, to taper really slowly? And why are some people just told, no, fuck off, take off now. Like, it must be something to do with the individual doctor having a prejudice, no? Or is it that in my notes, somewhere there's like black mark, bad person, treat punitively? I don't know. I really don't. But I'm confusing myself right now because I kind of want soup on the one hand and I have these blueberries. I think like I'm probably a little cautious to eat stuff because, you know, obviously with opiates being causing constipation and so on, usually I take loads of fat in my diet to counter that. You know, like last time I went to Tunisia on hydrocodone and my diet changed dramatically, like not so much fat in my diet at all, and I was so dangerously constipated, you know, because the hydrocodone, I didn't usually get constipation off other meds I've been on, like codeine or tramadol in particular. But when I started taking the hydrocodone, it really did make me constipated. So I whack loads of fat in my diet. Gone overseas and got so much fat or so much choice of what I can have. Really, really ill. I was in a bath in a hotel, squatting in the bath with like a shower head on, like probably like on my back or whatever. I had to pick the shit out of my arse. It was like in balls, like in actual fucking solid balls. And it had been there for days, days and days and days, and I couldn't sleep. There's something about the hydrocodone, all these things, it kind of does it with me. Like it even like it actually increases the volume of the pain rather than anything else. Because my theory is there are ways of treating the disorders that I have, like that are practical. It doesn't just be like, right, go away, take that pill every 4 to 6 hours. It ain't helping. It's not, you know, like if I sublux my shoulder, if my shoulder subluxes, it's not going to put that back in. So you know, and this is one of the things about like if you have like medical insurance or whatever, you know, because with Ehlers-Danlos syndromes, you need high level of support. Like you need a personal trainer to go through things with you. Who's doing that when they got no income? You know, unfortunately now, obviously I got my place. If shit breaks down, I'm a bit fucked for that. But you know, my income has increased a lot in the last year. When I was on a lot less PRP and a lot less universal credit for what felt like a really long time, especially that I could have claimed the universal credit for like about a year and a half or 2 years before I did. But still, you know, the amount it would cost to actually like get shit moving and keep it moving well beyond my means. So you know, that's why I don't worry too much if like my output for say writing or whatever is not, you know, it's not daily, like actual pen to paper. But because you know, when I was at uni and that, if I had a poetry module, I was at least writing a poem a week, along with the other work that I was doing there. But just because I know there's only so much I can do, and you know, I physically broke down some time ago. Like I'm not even entirely sure when, like whether it was that long ago or if it was a bit more recent, but this progressively worse. And also all these drugs that I've been prescribed for pain, none of them have ever been specific to the causes of my pain. I was just written up as a drug seeker, an attention seeker, a fantasist, until like when I first got diagnosed, my first laparoscopy, I've only had two, endometriosis, because they apparently made a clerical error and said that they ablated my endometrium, which they didn't, because I had that done in 2019, not 2012. Apparently what they'd meant to write was they'd ablated the endometriosis. But when my GP read the letter, she had no idea that I had endometriosis. And I'm like, are you sure they've not diagnosed me? You know, because they say that's the only way that they can diagnose endo officially is to do the laparoscopy and actually look inside. But it had been like maybe 4 years to about a couple of years before 2012, that first operation. I had seen somebody at a sexual health clinic who had no notes on me, so he just treated me as I am. And he asked me a few questions and he was like, look, you have endometriosis. And I was like, okay. But when they did the operation, they made a clerical error. And so then the GP is reading it and they're like, well, you don't have endometriosis. And I was like, I had an excision. Actually, it wasn't an excision. Excision is when they will take a scalpel to remove the diseased cells, and they have to do that. It's the only treatment. I'd had some other technique to remove the endo and wound up in a much worse space. But in terms of like specific drugs, well, for endo, I mean, God, they're giving people Lupron and things. Lupron. Lupron. No. I know they're like, oh, just take the pill. It's like, I do not get on with the pill. I had a Marina coil for a month. I had to take it out myself. NHS was like, oh, just hang in there, love. It's cost us money to put it in. I got off the phone and went upstairs and took it out myself. That's how bad I am with like synthetic hormones, like progestin, the synthetic version. I don't get on with it. But with AS, what I've heard from Reddit from people with ankylosing spondylitis, which my brother's got visibly, but me, like, I mean, because he has it like up in his shoulders there, I have it down in my lower back. With that, there are specific biologicals that people take, and from what I've read on Reddit, you know, I'm not saying they're probably without any problems, but apparently people get onto the specific drug for the specific problem, and they're like, yeah, man, I'm good, like, I'm all good. And it stops it progressing as well. But no, I just had generic pills thrown at me that you would throw at anyone because they don't refer people like me. I don't know why. I was first in front of a GP at 14 with chronic fatigue, chronic joint pain, having been in physiotherapy privately for like already a year, and what she'd said to me, I've got flat feet, all different things. Like, go to the GP, he said I got growing pains. Like, as if that is a diagnosis. He's supposed to refer me to a rheumatologist to be examined. So no physical examination. Told me I had growing pains and ME, which is just a symptom, and offered Prozac. So is it because I'm a woman? Is it because I'm female? Is it because I'm not earning? I'm not the breadwinner? Or is it something worse than that? Why I don't get referred? And more recently, I've had referrals in the last couple of years. There was this one about the fact that they put these metal clips in me, and that is not a good idea. And I want them taken out. So I got re-referred to gynecology, and the waiting list was 6 months. But you can't, because they were maxed out for 6 months. There was nothing they could do. Just like, well, you just have to wait until the waiting list comes open again. With rheumatology, I had an appointment. That was in 2022. For rheumatology, I had an appointment. It was supposed to be like the last day of October or something last year. I think I got my dates, my doctor. But to be honest, I didn't want to go. Like, I've already been privately diagnosed. It hasn't moved onto my paperwork. When the private doctor, rheumatologist from, I can't remember his name, diagnosed Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, as I had my hand on the door handle, he said to me, do sublux. I didn't know what he meant, so I went, no. And he went, okay, fine, bye. I walk out, and the psychiatrist who used to put me in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out of the Welling wards at the QE2 a few years ago now, over 10 years ago, in and fucking out. He walked round the corner and smiled at me. And then I get the letter, and then all through the letter, Ehlers-Danlos, 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 EDS, 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 EDS. But at the top of the letter, the bit that you would read, it says benign, hypermobile, just benign. So then when another GP said, okay, I'll send you for genetic testing, which they should do, because even though we don't have necessarily a genetic marker for type 3 Ehlers-Danlos, we do for the others. But no, the NHS Camden NHS wrote back, no, we don't test for hypermobile joints. It's like, yeah, no, you're supposed to test for Ehlers-Danlos. And if you look online, it will say, oh, the one that affects the hips is really rare, only affects 13 people. Well, that's funny, because I've spoken to one of those 13 people on Reddit. So I don't think Brave AI has always got the facts right, you know? Brave AI, or whatever it is. So yeah, no testing for me. And it's a what a colossal waste of money anyway. If these genetic tests are available and can be done, wouldn't it just save time somehow if we just did more screening in general or whatever? Like, I don't know. Let me just remind you as well, there are over 2,000 types of cystic fibrosis, and they largely affect people that look like me. So if you want, you can criticize me for smoking and saying that I'm sick because I smoke. I know I'm sick because I smoke. But let's consider that I was already, so, and I'm not going to last forever. Fuck it. You know, I take my oregano, I take my high strength garlic caps that have to smell of garlic, otherwise it's not doing any good at all. I'm going to go and cook. Thank you for being here, whoever you are that follows those all the way through. I love you, Amy, and Zero, and whoever else you are. So I don't want to go, but I will. Peace out.